crypto market is red. I'm excited, guys. We've got a big week next week. We've got the 3 bills going through Congress next week. We're going to talk about that very shortly, but I'm going to be going over the 3 cryptos that are rallying today, guys. It is the meme coins that are running this morning. I'm going to be going over Pengu. I'm going to be going over Bonk, and I'm going to be going over Floki. 2 of these have run. One of them, I think, is ready to run. How do you play all of them, guys? I'm going to show you exactly how to play all of them. Let's talk about the bill quickly. And before we get into the top memes, guys, why is this exciting me? Why am I getting really a little bit overexcited with this crypto week? It's happening between 14th, it's happening between the 18th, between the 14th and the 18th, and it's Congress that's calling it Crypto Week. So the Clarity Act, the Anti-CBD Surveillance State Act, and the Genius Act. Now, this is the one that's exciting me more than any, the Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act. What does that mean? Central bank digital currency, guys. If the United States, if the rest of the world had a central bank digital currency, what would that mean? Because they need to stimulate the economies when they need to stimulate the economy. They need to take money out the economy when they need to take money out the economy. If they had control of a currency, just an example, there were people on welfare that depended on that, and the government pays them their welfare bill. But at the time that they pay the welfare bill, the government needs to stimulate the economy. How do you stimulate the economy? You spend money, so they can put a time frame on that allocation of capital that they've given you to be able to spend it within a certain time frame, or that could become obsolete. That's one of the extremes, guys, but there's lots of things that can do, and it is all about control. So this is the most important thing for me. Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act. If that passes through, guys, I'm going to be happy. We're from the UK, guys. We're pushing forward with one of these CBDCs, and that's because on the back of Rishi Sunak and his stupid bill. Hopefully, when the US starts regulating this, and if it gets regulated favorably, then the UK and the rest of the world will follow. Otherwise, we'll get left behind, guys. It's as simple as that. So what we're here, we talk about meme coins. We're talking about 2 meme coins that have run. We're talking about 1 meme coin that I think is going to run. Let's dive in. The first one we'll be looking at is Bonk. You can see that Bonk's absolutely flying. You can see another thing that Bonk's just taken out today. It's 200 daily moving average. So holding that 200 daily moving average is going to give significant strength to Bonk going forward into the next few days, into the next few weeks. So this move, guys, you can see we're overextended on here. So the aim of the game is we're at a resistance point now. The aim of the game is to make sure that we hold this 200 moving average. Zoom into that. So you can see this big volatile candle. That volatile candle was probably backed up by volume. If we just check that, stick some volume on there, and we can see if it's backed up by volume. Why do we look if it's backed up by volume? If it's backed up by volume, it is more confirmed. And you can see this, guys. Look at this. If we just zoom in, big volume spikes, big volume spikes. This is backed up by volume. You can see this area here. 1, 2, 3, 4 big green volume spikes. That's got momentum behind it. Bonk has got a push behind it, guys. That's got strength behind it. It's got volume behind it. If you think of the bulls and the buy orders outweighing the sell orders, guys, you can see that the bulls, as far as the volume spikes are concerned, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 big bullish volume spikes after this breakout of the 200 confirms strength. So the next thing that could happen, guys, a lot of the time what you see is a 50% retrace. So what you've got to do is you've got to wait till the candle close. We've got 15 hours and 7 by the time that I've made this video. So you're waiting for a close, and what you often see is a 50% pullback. So if this candle closes up here, for instance, expect it to come back 50% of the previous move before we start pushing up. It'll start creating a pennant or some kind of a bullish pattern, either a bull flag, a bull pennant, or something that gives the bears chance to push back and the bulls chance to regain strength while holding key levels before they can push up for another rally. So you can see clearly here where the resistance points are. We've got the Lux algo here, and we've got a resistance point up here, sitting all the way at 0.00002090 and then 2192 at the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick a Fibonacci extension on there. Let me just get rid of this volume because it's a bit messy. We're going to stick a Fibonacci extension on there from this swing low. That was the low. You can see we're double bottomed. 1, 2, double bottom usually confirms a bottom. Then we're going all the way to the wick, the extreme high of this move, then all the way back down to get projections. Now, if we say that this is a swing 1, that's a swing 2 pullback. What we're looking for is a minimum of a 1-to-1 equal measured move, preferably a 1-2-7-2 extension. So if you look at the Lux algo, guys, and you look at our Fibonacci extension levels from this low to this swing low, we're looking for a wave 3, guys, at least to hit the 1-2-7-2, and then we can go back and then a wave 5 to hit the 1-6-1-8. So those are your projection levels here, guys. I've got 0.0000318, and then the 618, the golden 618, 3894. So if we just measure it from where price action is now, You've got your 1272. Let's get this on. You've got your 1272 from where price is now. That is a move of 50% to the upside, not to be sniffed at. Next one's the 1618 all the way up here, 77% to the upside. And this is just the next swing, guys, either the next swing or the next two swings. So that's what I'll be playing at. And you can see these are the clear resistance barriers. We need to overcome this level in the short term, which is this previous swing high. The extreme high of that is 0.000002588. God, there's some noughts in this. Right, so that's what I'm waiting for, guys. However, you can see that the indicators are overbought now. So it is a case of waiting for these to cool off. Wait for these to cool off. Maintain the 50 on the RSI. That's an important thing. Maintain the 50, because when you're above the 50 here, bullish. Above the 50, you're bullish. When you're below the 50, you're bearish. So we want to come up, pull back on the indicators, maintain the 50 on the RSI, come back down to oversold on the stochastic RSI while we maintain a higher low structure. What does that do, guys? That'll probably coincide with coming back, maybe testing the 200 moving average, and then bringing your risk to reward down, because you understand that that 200 moving average, if you come back to that, guys, that is your support base. Above the 200 bullish, below the 200 bearish. Then you're shooting for the 1272, you're shooting for the 1618, whatever it is that you're shooting for. I'm not going to tell you that, guys, because you need to look at the charts, you need to identify the charts, you need to work it out yourself, because I don't give calls. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll show you risk management tools. I'll show you how to trade, and I'll teach you guys each and every single thing that I know, on the condition, guys, that you put in the self-development. So we can talk about these things together. We can discuss these things together, because all it is, guys, is different people with different strategies, with different thesis, with different time frames, finding out what works for them best on a consistent level. And that's what it is, guys. So anyone that says to you, go and buy a trading course, £5,000, go and buy a trading course, £10,000. I've got a magic indicator for you that will give you everything, guys. It'll give you a 60% win rate. It'll give you a 3-to-1 risk to reward. And guess what? You can buy it off me for £3,000. Absolute bull crap, guys. You've got to put the work in yourself. How long does it take to be a trader, guys? About 6 months to 18 months of self-development, and you can become a trader. It's as simple as that. You don't have to be a trader, guys. But if you want to understand what's fair value, if you're investing in anything, you need to look at one of these price charts and you need to understand what's fair value and give yourself that edge, guys. Over time, it's remarkable what it can do. So that one's gone. Bonk's gone. However, it's going to go to the upside by the looks of it. We just need a little pullback on the indicators, and that's going to bring our risk down, increase our reward. And remember, preservation of capital is the thing. So Bonk has run. We're waiting to see what happens next. Pengu is double topped. So you can see exactly the same here as far as the indicators are concerned, but overbought, and you're overbought. And guess what, guys? There's your resistance. Clues left. So you've been hit once, you've been hit twice. That's a resistance point. The bulls have managed to push price up here. So it's not all bearish, guys. That's strong that the bulls have managed to push up and test that previous high, because if the bears were in control, we'd do something like this and then another move to the downside, a lower high. So we haven't. We've come back and tested it, and that is strong. So all we're waiting for here, guys, is two things. You're waiting for pullback, because it's all about getting the edge, guys. It's all about getting the edge. You're waiting for a pullback, exactly the same, 50 level on the RSI, oversold on the stochastic, maintaining a higher low structure. You got your 50 moving average, you got your 20 moving average that you got to fall back on. That'll hold as support. And if that happens, as these come back to these levels, guys, then expect Pengu to push up, put in a new high, take out this resistance level. So again, we're at resistance. Only fools buy resistance, guys. You can bring your risk down and you can increase your reward by just waiting for something like this to happen. It's a resistance buy. What happens if we're wrong, guys? It's a probabilities game. What happens if we're wrong on Pengu? Let's give the other scenario. So you're at resistance. Only fools buy resistance. Remember that. Only idiots buy resistance. People that buy resistance, guys, they haven't got an edge in the market. However, what happens if we're wrong and this is overbought and this is overbought and we still manage to push through? There's a chance. There's less of a chance, but there's a chance. What happens? We come back and flip this level, which was previous resistance, as support. Guess what? Only idiots buy resistance, but guess what this level is? That is a support buy. Guess what that level is? Exactly the same as here. So by waiting for momentum, waiting for a break, if we're wrong, we can come back and test that previous resistance as support, and you can get it at exactly the same time, apart from what's this, guys? That's an edge. That's a higher probability of going to the upside. So that's how you can use it to your advantage, guys. Don't buy resistance. Just wait patiently. Understand exactly what the indicators need to do. Bring your risk down and increase your reward. It's a simple, guys. And join our Discord group, guys. I'll show you everything in here. So get yourself in there. It's not just about trading, guys. It's not just about charting. It's about chatting, about crypto, about all sorts of different things, fundamental, macro, life, what everyone done at the weekend. So get yourself in there. It's completely free. Make some friends in crypto, guys. Right, this is the one. This is the one that I think is going to run. So you can see that Floki, when we look at the bubbles, see Floki 4%. This is the week on the day. Floki 4.1%. So it's at 4.1% on the day. And you can see that when you look at Pengu, front run. You look at Bonk, front run. This is the same narrative, guys. It's meme coins. So one thing that I can see here, we've just broken trend. And what does that confirm? That confirms that there's a high probability that this is a low. If we come back and sweep this level, guys, you will be wrong with the least amount of capital possible. So we've broken trend. We've come back down. We've retested this area of resistance. Guys, look at that. Clear area of resistance. Once. I'm not even going to count them all. Loads of times. What's happened? Come back down. This area has acted as support. So it's an RS flip. So if you'd have got this move here, and you're putting your stop loss below this previous low and you're shooting for the previous high, for an example, 1.67 risk to reward. I want a minimum of 2 to 1 risk to reward for me to be able to take any trade. So how could I make that a 2 to 1 risk to reward, guys? And how could I take that? By reducing the risk as the candle comes down and waiting patiently until you come back down to this support base. And that is now a 2.91 risk to reward. So you're risking a lot less, your reward's a lot more. That's the patience game, guys. Retests, you always get more reward, you always get less risk. If it's not a volatile break, sorry if I'm confusing you. If it's not a volatile break, and it's only a small break, that might allow you to take it on the break. However, if it is a volatile break, what does that do to your risk to reward? Brings up your risk, reduces your reward. So guys, by just giving yourself patience, understanding what the indicators need to do, applying it to your charts and just waiting, guys, stick some alarms on there, stick some signals on there, wait for it to happen. You don't need to be at the chart. Put some alarms on there, guys, and come back when the alarm goes off. So wait, give yourself an edge in crypto, bring down your risk and increase your reward. Right. Okay, guys, I'm going to be doing Trader Tuesday with Brad on the Real Infinite Crypto channel. So go and subscribe to Brad's channel, Real Infinite Crypto. And I was a guest last week, guys, on Trader Tuesday. This was the thing that went on for 2 hours last week, and that was my first live stream. So I'm going to be doing that more regularly with Brad on a Tuesday. So go and subscribe to Brad's channel and watch me on there every single Tuesday, guys. Right, okay, I think that's about it from me for now. I'm going to do another video very shortly. I'll see you in the next one.